Rio dos Macacos is one of Brazil's quilombos, communities started by former slaves. Over 60 families live here, an hour away from Salvador in Bahia. They say their African ancestors were brought to work in sugarcane fields up to 200 years ago. This tree is one of the oldest here. Residents say it grew around a pole where slaves were tied and beaten. The chain still remains.
According to our elders, this is where our ancestors were chained and whipped. It's where our old men suffered.
It's an idyllic scenery, full of fruit trees and fertile soil. But people living here say they can't plant on this land until they get the property titles they've been fighting for. Brazil's constitution says quilombos are entitled to the land they have historically occupied. But here, they have been threatened with eviction by the military, who built a base in the area in the 1950s and say the land is theirs.
Because the area is strategic for national security, it is part of Aratu Base, Brazil's second largest Navy base, exactly midway between the northern and southern coast. It has great importance for Brazil and for the Navy.
The state has offered the community 28 hectares of land in the area. But the National Institute for Land Reform says the families should be entitled to 10 times as much. Crispiniana Evangelista says she used to harvest this area to feed her family. She has 10 children and 5 grandchildren.
Now whatever we plant, the Navy yanks out, but we are not leaving. I tell my children, God will give us this land title. You have as much land as you want.
Many families have left Rio dos Macacos in the past decades. These are the ones still resisting, never losing hope of holding their ground. Júlia Carneiro, BBC News, Rio dos Macacos, Bahia.